Sir, is this better now?
Yeah, it's better.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so good morning, Shailesh.
Good
Please
morning, sir.
introduce yourself.
Sir, my name is Shailesh Machra. I was born and brought up in Bikaner, Rajasthan, and from there I did my schooling. After that, I did my graduation in mechanical engineering from IIT Delhi. After that, I did my master's in chemistry. Currently, I am about to join as a chemist in Geological Survey of India next month. And in my free time, I like to pursue my hobbies, which includes writing poems, watching football, and teaching.
Okay, so how come this transition from being a mechanical engineer to chemical science background?
Sir, and after my graduation, I was preparing for the Civil Services and Indian Forest Services examination. So side by side, I was also giving class 11 and 12th coaching for IIT JEE and NEET examination. So thereby, I developed an interest in chemistry and decided to pursue masters in chemistry.
Okay, now tell us something about your place, Bikaner.
Sir, it is one of the border districts of the Rajasthan and one of the westernmost regions of our country. Some of the famous places in Bikaner that includes the sand dunes of the Ladera, Kandi Mata of Deshno, Kandi Mata Temple, Deshno, Kolayat Lake, and even and Gazner Lake, and Lalgarh Palace and Junagadh Fort.
And there is a very famous festival related to Bikaner. Can you name the festival?
Sir, there is a Camel Festival held in January every year.
Yeah, so now you just mentioned camels, and camel population has been surprisingly declining in India. So
Uh,
what are the reasons behind it?
Sir, one of the reason has been the conservation efforts have declined. As earlier, the camel used to be the medium to transport things and the people from one place to another. With the newer modes of the transportation, the requirement of camel has decreased. Similarly, even in the agriculture, now we are seeing the mechanization. So the need for the camel that has decreased even as a brought animal.
Okay, so what should be the approach to conserve the species? Because camel is a domesticated animal, right? So how are
Yes.
you going to approach regarding its conservation?
Sir, many efforts have been also taken by the Camel Research Center that is located in the Johorbeat, Bikaner. So they are trying to utilize and publicize the utility of the camel milk because it is rich in nutrients as well as good for health. So that could be one of the steps. Secondly, sir, there are the veterinary care for the camels that has also been developed by the same institute in the Johor Bay. So these two approach could be successful to conserve as well as maintain the quality of the camels.
Okay, and can you analyze like what has been the impact of Indira Gandhi Canal in your region in particular?
Sir, on a positive side, it has increased the biodiversity around the region. It has helped in sand dune stabilization. Also, the agriculture productivity in the region has been increased. Moreover, it has provided the water to the earlier that was very water stressed regions, majorly Bikaner, Ganganagar, and Churu region of the Rajasthan. Sir, on the flip side, it has also led to increase in the water salinity in the region. Secondly, somewhere where the earlier water was available due to the Indira Gandhi Canal, but as water started declining, people shifted towards the extraction of groundwater, and as a result, the groundwater depletion problem is also related to earlier water availability in the Indira Gandhi Canal. And so, thirdly, it has also promoted the monoculture. For example, in the Ganganagar, they have started growing sugarcane and in rice, especially in the Ganganagar Hanumangarh belt. In the Bikaner, they have started growing the groundnut. So these are the ecologically non, the ecologically these crops they are not suitable. So as a result, the ecological problems have also been arrived.
Okay, and is there any correlation related to declining camel population and the advancements brought by Indira Gandhi Canal?
So I'm sorry, sir, I'm not exactly aware of this.
Okay, so like pastures have been declining because of the
Yes.
advancements and availability of water. So more area has been brought under agriculture. and so the camels, their feed, their habitat, that has been affected. So that's also a contributing factor. Okay, and
Thank you,
what
sir.
are the defects associated with wood? Seasoning defects, I'm asking.
Yes. Sir, one of them is the not sir, due to seasoning as or after we in the wood seasoned or during the seasoning process.
Yes, seasoning. Because of seasoning, what are the defects that you come across?
Sir, some of the defects are the cup, bow or twist that occur due to the differences in the longitudinal, radial or tangential in the direction. Apart from that, it could be crooked or it could the crooked defect that could also arise.
Okay, and can you mention some chemicals which are used for preservation of woods?
Sir, generally they could be divided into three categories: fat, water, the fat soluble, water soluble, and organic, organic compound soluble. The fat soluble or the oil soluble. I am sorry, oil soluble, water soluble, or organic compound soluble. In the fat, in the oil soluble, there could be the castor that we could use in a different amount. Among the water soluble, it could be the compounds of the zinc and zinc meta arsenate. These are the some of which I can remember right now. And among the organic soluble, the lindane that is quite popular.
Okay, and you mentioned like you love watching football. So which team do you support?
Yes. Sir, generally I watch the club football of European football, in especially the La Liga. So I support Real Madrid.
Okay, and what is slide rule pass?
I'm sorry, sir.
Slide rule pass.
Sir,
Have you heard of this term? Slide rule pass.
I'm sorry, sir. I'm not aware exactly, but can I make a guess?
Sure.
Sir, is it about the when a player makes a sliding tackle to another player or to reach to the ball?
Uh, yeah, kind of. You are actually in the right direction, but not exactly the same thing. And you have also mentioned stargazing and astronomy as your hobby. So, what type
Uh,
of telescope did you use when you pursued this hobby?
Sir, I was a member of astronomy club in IIT Delhi. So during that time, we used to have the night sky observation. So that time there used to be two or three telescopes which were owned by the individual club members that used to and that we used to use based upon the availability of resources.
Okay, no, like there are different types of telescopes, right? There is,
Uh,
yeah. So, can you name like which telescope you were using? Which type of telescope?
I'm sorry, sir. Currently, I'm not able to recall.
All right, that's all from my end. Moving on to the sir.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, if Lawrence sir is ready, he can take up from here.
Yes, I can.
Sure.
Okay. Good morning, Shailesh.
Good morning, sir.
Okay. There's like we were discussing about camel population in Bikaner.
Yes.
Also, like there has been decline. Vultures used to be like very common in Bikaner. They
Yes,
have
sir.
also declined significantly.
Yes, sir.
What are the causes behind that?
Sir, one of the major reasons that is specific to the Bikaner, that has been the conversion of the earlier Johodbi region that used to be the vulture conservation center of Bikaner to the some of the industries they are dumping their waste effluents in that region. So as a result, the area available for the vultures that has declined. So secondly, there has also been reports in the North India, especially in the Rajasthan and Haryana region, the use of diclofenac that has also led to the internal bleedings of the vulture and declining population of the vulture.
What is diclofenac? Do you know?
Uh, Sir, I'm not able to exactly recall right now, but that is also responsible for not only the vultures but other birds as well.
So how is like that drug causing like how does it enter the bodies of vultures?
Sir, through the pesticide, sir, that has been, I'm not sure about the exact use, but through the excess use, that is what, through the water, it and also through
No,
the
no,
waste.
it's not related to pesticides or water. It's not. It's a drug which is used anti-inflammatory for cattle.
Yes, I'm
So
sorry, sir.
basically, vultures are scavengers, right? So they
Yes, sir.
eat those carcasses, and then what do you think? Do scavengers play an important role in ecosystems?
Yes, sir. They help in the nutrient recycling.
Okay. What other things are useful? If let's say if you remove scavengers from the ecosystem, what negative effects will occur?
So one of them would be the population of they help in better decomposition of the dead remains, or that also helps in the decomposers to act easily on the dead animals.
Okay, that's one. Okay, no problem. Can you give some other examples of scavengers other than vultures?
So I'm sorry, sir. I'm not able to recall right now.
Okay, no problem. And your one of your options was chemistry, right?
Yes, sir.
And you're also mechanical engineering student. Can
Yes,
you
sir.
tell us what is second law of thermodynamics and third law of thermodynamics?
So the second law of thermodynamics that deals with the conversion of heat into work and energy. So there are the two statements, Clausius and Kelvin, that talks about the 100% efficiency of any system is impossible. And whereas the third law of thermodynamics, that is just a statement that tells that at 0 Kelvin, the entropy of every system would be zero, and all the motions and all the randomness would stop existing.
Okay. There is a relation Gibbs free energy with
Yes.
what is that relation with entropy?
Sir, if we make the delta H constant, or if we do assume that the delta H does not change with the temperature, then it is the negative of the straight line, because delta G is equal to delta H minus T delta S. With increasing
Okay.
the temperature,
So let's say we take example of diamond. Okay, diamond is it forms like under a high pressure temperature condition. So if you calculate delta G of diamond on surface, it will be positive. Okay, diamond to graphite will be negative. So why does diamond exist on surface? It should like convert to graphite.
and sir, there is because as compared to the graphite, diamond is more stable, thermodynamically more stable, because it
No, no,
has
no.
the four.
It's stable at certain pressure temperature conditions. When you are wearing it in a ring on surface, it's less stable than graphite.
Sir, it requires a
Thermodynamic.
certain activation energy to convert diamond into graphite. However, the diamond, it has all the four bonds of the diamond that are made up of sigma bonds. So the energy, the activation energy that is required, that is very high.
Okay, good. Very good. Uh, what is the difference between invasive species and exotic species?
Sir, in invasive species that causes harm to the already present ecosystem or already present biodiversity of the region, whereas the exotic species that they were not earlier present in the system, they are just being brought, and it might be possible that the exotic species today might turn into an invasive species tomorrow.
Can you give some examples of exotic species in India
Sir,
of
the earlier
plants?
the even the Julius is Procopis juliflora that was earlier brought from outside, but now it has converted into an invasive species.
Any other examples? Especially you're from like Bikaner, there you may
Yes,
not
sir.
see many, but there's like a plant which is considered to be like deplete the water table. It is the kind of water guzzler.
Sir, even the in the regions of Indira Gandhi Canal, the eucalyptus plant,
Yes.
that is also the cause of the groundwater depletion in the region as well.
Mhm. Can you tell about like some common vegetables which are like in part of common Indian food, but they are actually exotic in nature?
Sir, I think I'm not sure, but I think cabbage.
Any other?
I'm sorry, sir, I'm not able to recall it now.
There are a lot. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Potatoes, chili, tomato,
Yes, sir.
the, all the many common vegetables that you see in food. Even maize. Okay, corn.
Thank you,
So
sir.
why these plants have not become invasive? Okay. So what do you think is the criteria that could be predictive factors that a plant would become invasive or not if it is exotic?
Sir, if it is able to reproduce itself without the external help, for even when the conditions are harsh, or it is able to replace the already present species there. Moreover, all the crops such as the maize, potato, these are the seasonal crops, or they grow for they have a particular season where they grow. So it is easier to weed them out once the season is over, as
Okay.
compared to the annual crops.
Okay. And why is it that so often the exotic species they also become invasive?
Sir, because sometimes they are they are better adapted to the local climate,
Why would they
and
be?
they
They're
have the
coming from outside. So if a crop comes from or a plant is imported from Australia, America, it is better suited to that environment. It is not better suited to environment in India. It's not evolved over there. Why still it becomes invasive?
sir, because it may have some better drought resistant or water drought resistant or the wind resistant properties which the already present
Could it have
species
anything
might
to
not.
do with lack of natural predators?
Yes, sir, I'm sorry. So that is also one of the main reasons, because the already present species that are being eaten up by the animals that are present in the region.
Okay. All right. That's all from my side.
I think Satwik sir can take over from here.
Thank you, Mank. Good morning, Shailesh.
Good morning, sir.
You will not be able to see me, but I think that's fine. Could you please adjust your camera? I am not able to see you fully.
Sir, do I need to go back or little?
Yeah, now that's it. That's it. That's fine.
Okay, sir.
You have cleared KVPY examination. What is it?
Sir, it refers to the Kishore Vaiganik Protsan Yojana that I cleared in the 12th. If I had pursued my career in the basic science, then I was eligible for that scholarship.
Okay, so which institute basically conducts it?
Sir, during my time, it was the IISc Bangalore that conducted the KVPY examination.
Okay. Can you tell us the full form of CAMPA?
Sir, Compensatory Afforestation Management Fund.
How is it CAMPA? Where is fund in CAMPA?
Sir, I'm not sure, sir. Can I make a guess? It would be the account, Compensatory Afforestation Management account.
No, you are wrong, Shailesh. It's okay.
I'm sorry, sir.
What do you understand by biodiversity hotspot?
Sir, these are the biodiversity hotspots are the regions which are rich in biodiversity. At the same time, there is there has been a trend of lose of biodiversity in the previous some time.
Okay. Okay. Have you heard the term payment for ecosystem services?
Yes, sir. So there are certain services which are being provided by the ecosystem free of cost. For example, the pollinators, they help in the pollination.
Where does this term payment for ecosystem service? What is payment in payment for ecosystem services? Where has this been deployed?
Sir, I have heard this term. I'm not able to recall right now, but I think in the Himachal or the Uttarakhand, it was being used for the maintenance of the forest, and especially the that was uh, in the region.
No, you don't know, Shailesh.
I'm sorry, sir.
What is the motto of IT Delhi?
I'm sorry, sir. I'm not able to recall right now.
You were there, right?
Yes, sir.
What kind of tree species are found inside ID Delhi?
Sir, just in front of our hostel, there is a neem tree, and around there was many of the ashok trees that were there in IT Delhi. And sir, uh, also this is a banyan tree. And sir, there were some trees along the in out on some out just besides our hostel. There were some trees of Julius Prosopis juliflora.
Can you differentiate shrub, herb, and tree?
Sure, the herb is generally the herb has a greener stem, whereby and up to the height of 1 meter. After that, the shrub has a woody stem, and the stem is generally narrower, and there are many branches. As it converts into the tree, the lower branches shed itself, and there is enlargement in its diameter.
What is who has the woody stem?
Sir, shrub.
Shrub has a woody stem.
Yes, sir. I think I may be confused.
Okay. What is a normal forest as per the
Sir,
definition of forestry?
sir, the normal forest should have the three qualities: normal age gradation, normal growing stock, and normal increment.
Okay. So when we talk about Shannon-Wiener index and champion and state classification, what are the main differences?
Sir, earlier one, I'm not sure, but is it related to the diversity of the biodiversity, whereby the different
Shailesh, am I asking the question or you are asking me the question?
sir, I'm not able to hear the first word properly.
You can simply say, no, sir, I don't recall. It's okay.
I'm sorry, sir. I'm not able to recall right now.
So tell me something which you know.
So the champions and in state classification, there are the 7 categories, and it has been divided into 16 subcategories, and that has 7 major groups, 16 groups, and they have been subsequently divided into 256 subgroups of the forest.
So what kind of forest types are there in Rajasthan?
Sir, generally the forests that are in Rajasthan are the tropical thorn forest.
That's it.
Sir, apart from in the western Rajasthan, it is a tropical thorn forest, and as we go towards the eastern side, especially in the north, there would be tropical deciduous forest and scrub jungle and dry evergreen forest that are also present.
Where is this dry evergreen forest?
Sir, that would be located along the Aravalli.
Are you sure?
Yes, sir. Sir, some of the trees such as the neem or some of the even acacia species that are also the part of the dry evergreen.
Okay. Which is the latest tiger reserve?
Sir, that is located in the Rajasthan in the Ramdari Vishtar in Bundi district.
What is the name?
Sir, Ramgarh Vishtari.
Okay. Have you heard this that there has been coal crisis recently?
Yes, sir.
What are the main reasons for it? Just in short.
Sir, first was the disruptions in the supply chain due to the COVID. So second was there was unseasonal rain and that led to the closing of many of the coal mines, especially in the eastern and the southern region. And so thirdly, the demand has also increased as compared to the earlier years. So the supply was not able to manage itself according to the demand required.
Okay. So you have writing poems.
Yes, sir.
So in which language do you write poems?
Sir, generally I write in Hindi.
Okay, so tell us 5 big names of Hindi poetry.
Sir, I have very limited knowledge of reading poems, but some of the poets whom I have read are the Dushan Kumar, Kumar Vishwas, and Atal Bihari Vajpayee, and Sir Ramdhari Singh Ji Dinkar. Others, sir, I am not able to recall right now.
Can you name the books of Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji?
Sir, I'm not able to recall the books, but there were some poems that I have read.
So did I ask you the poems, Shailesh?
I'm sorry, sir, I'm not able to recall the books that have been written.
Can you name the book of Kumar Vishwas?
No, sir, I'm not able to recall it now.
Dushant Kumar?
No, sir.
Ramdhari Singh Dinkar?
Sir, Rashmirathi, one of the books.
Have you read it?
Yes, sir.
What is the crux of it?
Sir, it talks about the Mahabharat war that was going on. So it starts with the whereby the Lord Krishna that he goes to the Duryodhan.
Okay, so tell me, why
ask,
is it so famous? Because there are thousands of books on Mahabharata. Why
yes,
is it
sir.
so famous?
Sir, one of the reason has been the poetic language that has been used, and the length of this poem is very big. So to manage it itself was a very huge task.
Okay, that's all from my side. Thank you, Shailesh.
Thank you, sir.
Piyush, you can start from.
Hello, Shailesh. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
So we are going to have a very cordial discussion. Okay,
Yes, sir.
don't get pressurized. Just
Yes, sir.
try to answer your best. All right. Do not feel any pressure. Okay.
Yes.
So your hobby is astronomy. So I am like in the night time. I am watching the sky. Try to guess the star. It's red in color.
Yes,
Which
sir.
one can it be?
Mhm. Sir, actually, I have worked in the astronomy club IIT Delhi, and I have very limited knowledge of the night sky observations. There have been few I have observed, sir.
All right, no problem, no problem. Uh, can you name the brightest star in the night sky that we can see from India?
Currently, sir, I'm not able to recall right now.
No, no problem, no problem. So we'll go into your strong points only. You mentioned sigma bonds in one of your answers. So
Yes,
what is
sir.
the difference between sigma and pi bonds?
Sir, a sigma bond that occurs by the overlap along the internuclear axis, whereas the pi bond that is formed perpendicular to the internuclear axis. So as a result, sigma bond are much stronger than the pi bond.
All right. If we take example of benzene, how
Yes, sir.
many sigma and how many pi bonds are there?
Sir, in benzene, 12 sigma bonds and 3 pi bonds are present. And
Three,
yes, sir.
three or six?
Sir, there are the three. So between the two carbon, there is one double bond, and there are the three. There are the 6
No, you
carbon. Each
mentioned
carbon.
three. I am just confirming like what's the
Sir,
final
3. Sir, 3.
three? Right. It's right. Completely. Okay. You also mentioned football as your hobby or your
Yes, sir.
participation in football. So tell me, like, why culture of football is not so developed in India? See, we may be not so well advanced in technology or stadium as Europe is, but so is Latin America, right? But there the football has advanced, but in India it's still not at the same level. Why do you think so?
Sir, one of the major reasons has been the push given to the cricket. Even during the colonial era, the cricket was being played in the India, and after the 1983 World Cup, the popularity of the cricket grew many folds. So as a result, the other sports, especially the football, came to the backseat.
So that could be one reason that popularity or it's not so famous here. Or what could be other reasons if you could analyze it?
Sir, and the other reason has been the even the India was able to host only one major football event, that was the Under 17 World Cup, that too in the 2017. So there were no major events of the football that were held in India. So the awareness of the people that was very low. And even after the 2017, when the Under 17 World Cup was being held, the popularity of football has gained a little bit.
Okay. Uh, though India has not been performing so well as a country, but still there are many very good players, right? In
Yes, sir.
the various leagues or even in the national team. Why do you think, what is the reason that these players are not being selected for the leagues that you mentioned, like La Liga or European leagues?
Sir, one of the reasons of the better performance of the Indian players have been that the teams that India is facing, generally the teams that India is facing are currently in the top 50 to top 150
No,
ranks of
no,
the
I'm
world
saying like
ranking.
there are players whose individual talent is at par with the players that we see in various leagues. What exactly may be the reason that they are not being recruited? There is some technical reason to it.
Sir, one of the reasons has been the other and the Indian foot in to play in the European football. There is a quota of maximum 5 non-European players that they can field in the team. So Indian players have a competition with the Latin American players. Sir, secondly, secondly, sir, if we compare the performance of India with the players, for example, the Sunil Chetri, he has been performing very good for the India, but and also for the club football, the currently he was playing for the Bengaluru FC. So, but the major problem has been that the teams that they are facing or the players that they are facing are not the top class players. When they have been exposed to some of the European football leagues, so the performance has a bit below expectation level.
Actually, there is this criteria that work permit is not granted to other countries if their FIFA ranking is below 70. So that is one of
Yes,
the major reasons that hampers advancement of our players in the outside leagues. All right.
thank you, sir.
Uh, do you know about SARC?
Yes, sir. The South.
What? Yeah, no issues. What do you think is the future of SARC? Currently, it's facing various problems, because of which the summit level meetings have not taken place. So, what's your view on that?
Sir, and the currently due to the support given by the state-sponsored support given by the Pakistan to the terrorism, the talks of the SARCs have been less in the particular in the previous few years. However, as the former Indian Prime Minister has said that we can choose our friends but not our neighbors. So for the better prosperity of the region, the region needs to be better integrated economically and culturally. And also, if India is able to emerge as a regional superpower in the South Asian region, India could project itself as a global leader at world level.
So, should India make an effort to revive SARC?
Yes, sir. The India can play a leadership role in reviving the Shah. At the same time, there needs to be pressure built upon the Pakistan to stop state-sponsored terrorism that Pakistan is currently doing.
All right. Uh, what do you think is the role of women in conservation of forest? How important do you see the role of women?
Sir, as the quality of the forest declines, or the one of the major impact, and it impacts more on women, especially the communities that are living in and around the forest. For example, in the Rajasthan, there are some communities where the women collect the firewood. If they are not, and with the degradation of the forest, they have to walk the extra mile to collect that firewoods and other necessary things.
Okay, that would be the problem that the women are facing because of degradation of forest. My question is, how women can play a more proactive or active role uh, to conserve the forest? What different skill sets do the women have, or what make them better suited to lead our movement for forest conservation?
Sir, they are more emotionally attached because they are more attached toward the forest because and every day they have to collect their basic needs. So many of the environmental movements that have been led by the women. For example, even in the Western Rajasthan region, there was the movement led by the Amrita Bishnoi in 1734 in the Khejrali village. That was to conserve the Khejris of the region because they consider the Khejri as a sacred group. Similarly, sir, that have been movements of the Chipko that have also been, the women have been in forefront to conserve them.
Right. Okay. Tell me difference between isotope and isobar.
Sir, in isotope, the number of protons are same for the two different. The number of protons are same, but number of neutrons might different. Whereas in isobar, the sum of neutrons and protons is same. However, they have different number of protons and neutrons present.
Can you give me an example of isotope?
Sir, hydrogen, deuterium, and tritium. They have one proton each and 0, 1, and 2 neutrons.
Right. All right. Why is a graphite good conductor of electricity, whereas diamond is not?
Sir, in graphite, there is one bond that is free. It consists of three sigma bonds. However, the fourth bond that could make pi bond with either of the carbon attached around the it. So as a result, it's easier to conduct electricity for the graphite.
Right. Uh, what is like we have Niti Aayog now. How is Niti Aayog different from the erstwhile Planning Commission? And do you think that it is doing a better job than the Planning Commission?
Sir, the major motto with which Niti Aayog was started was the bottom up to integrate the bottom up planning with the planning at the top. So in that it gives the better voice or the larger voice to the states in that and moreover there are also some of the other auxiliary activities such as the ranking of the state that increases the cooperative and the competitive federalism in our country.
Okay. What is the full form of NITI?
Sir, National Institute to Transform India.
Right. All right, Shailesh, thank you from my side.
Thank you, sir.
Hello, Shailesh.
Hello, sir.
So, you were born on 26th July, right?
Yes, sir.
So, can you tell us the historical significance of this date with
Sir,
respect to India?
Sir, it is known as the Kargil Vijay Divas because India won the Kargil war was concluded on the 26th July 1999.
Okay, good. So, you are aware of this Siachen Glacier, right? It is the bone of contention between India and Pakistan, highest
Yes, sir.
militarized zone, right? And we are losing our soldiers due to weather phenomena like avalanches, landslides, hypothermia, right?
Yes, sir.
So, what do you think? What should be the solution for this?
Sir, it provides a strategic advantage by occupying the Siachen Glacier. However, with the advancement in technologies, we could reduce the human presence on the glacier and increase our presence of the technological advancement, such as the more use of drones or more use of other devices along that border. Moreover, at the same time, there could be the peace talks with the Pakistan, whereby the Pakistan agree and both agrees such that it is not being used for the military purposes, and it could be converted into an ecological park or the peace park for that matter.
Okay, good. So you belong to Bikaner, right?
Yes, sir.
So tell me three things which you would like to bring from Bikaner to Delhi.
Sir, one of them is the cordial relations that people share with each other. The bonding, the social bonding in Bikaner is much more than that is present in the Delhi. Sir, secondly, is the Bikaner is a bit spacious as compared to Delhi. So the open spaces that are present in the Bikaner, if we are able to replicate in the Delhi, so there is space for the parks and all other activities. And sir, third would be the water or the as compared to the other regions. I found that the water that is present in the Western Rajasthan region that is more suitable to drinking and also that is sweeter in taste.
Oh, okay. So can you tell us few GI tags of Rajasthan?
Sir, one of them is the Bikaneri Bhujia, Molala clay, Makrana marble of Nagaur, and Sanganeri hand block painting of Jaipur.
Okay. And who is the DFO of your district right now?
Sir, currently I'm not able to recall the DFO of Bikaner.
And who is the governor of Rajasthan right now?
Kalraj Mishra.
Okay. Can you tell us few Ramsar sites in Rajasthan?
Sir, Kaladev National Park and Sir second Sambar Lake.
Okay. Thank you, Shailesh. Your interview is
sir.
over right now. You can leave the call and we'll text you back to join it for the feedback, right?
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Recording एक बार ऑफ कर दो दोस्तों.